tonight on Newsroom 6.
Yeah, that's right, Monica. I'll be working here for the rest of the day if you need to get a hold of me. Right. Well, thanks. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, boy. Oh, it feels so good. Magical hands you have. Got knots in my shoulders.
Those aren't knots, they're boulders. And they're my fault. I'm so sorry.
Royce, you have nothing to apologize for. You've done nothing wrong.
You can't know what it means to me to hear you say that. I was so afraid yesterday when I couldn't find you, then you...
Royce, I love you. And I am here for you, and I always will be. Do you understand that? Come on, Hal, where are you?
Well, hello. Hi, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be home, sleeping off your jet lag.
Jet lag? Sleeping? Me? No, I'm fine. Fine.
Are you really?
Really?
I'm not disappointed you are. You were hoping to track down Scott in Denmark.
Yes. Yeah, that is true, but... Now, I know I'm going to sound as nutty as a fruitcake, darling, but, well, it's kind of hard to explain, but I do feel so much better simply because I went. And I have this feeling that Scott really is all right. He just doesn't want to be found just now. And no news is good news, right?
Right. I hope that goes for Hal, too. He was supposed to show up 40 minutes ago for a luncheon date, and he's not here. And I just keep having these visions of him lying bloodied and bruised in a back alley somewhere.
Barbara. Hi.
Oh, honey, I was so worried about you.
Come on, can't you skip the dinner?
Oh, really?
We'll make some stupid excuse.
She's waiting downstairs for us. She was so nice to invite us out.
All right.
We'll make up for it later.
You promise?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe she'll have some kind of big king-size bed.
Water bed.
Right, there she is.
Oh, man.
You all set?
Andy.
How did that happen?
Hi, it's me. Courtney, how nice to see you again.
Good to see you. Thank you so much for bringing Andy up.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
I'm sorry that we took so long at the door. We had to...
Well, I know exactly what you were doing. I feel really thoughtless. I'm sorry. I should have dawdled a little bit longer. I should have had another cup of tea with Inspector Brown.
Inspector Brown?
Yes.
Inspector of what?
Scotland Yard. Well, actually, not anymore. He's retired. Good old friend of mine, Kevin Brown.
You know somebody who was with Scotland Yard?
Wow.
Really? I've been reading all the Sherlock Holmes since I got up here. I wish I would have known. Love to meet one of those guys.
I would love it. I don't want you running away. Oh, even just a phone call. Kevin would be tickled. I would love it.
As the world turns. Brought to you today by Pantene Pro-V Shampoo and Pro-V Treatment Conditioner. For hair so healthy, it shines.
Hi, Graham. Hello.
Hi.
You couldn't come to the office, so I brought the office to you.
Well, your timing couldn't be more perfect.
As a matter of fact, we're about to have lunch, so why don't you have lunch with us?
Thank you. I would love to. Maybe we could get a little work done while we eat.
Lunch for 3, Graham. In the meantime, I'll work upstairs.
So, did Damien get off all right to Venezuela?
Yeah, I offered to send Evan with him, but he declined. So Evan's working on Kingsley Malta here. Which reminds me, I had to take Holden off the account.
Great. I never thought he should be working out anyway. I thought it might be too awkward for him.
Well, as it turns out, Holden is not the one who had the problem with it. Damien had the problem.
I'll get it, Graham. Tom, come in, please.
I can't stay. Royce, I tried to reach Jessica with no luck, so I wanted to come by and tell you personally. You'll be going in front of the grand jury at the beginning of next week.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I was out trying to find Todd for Royce. I just lost track of the time.
In the future, if you are more than 5 minutes late, just call me. I thought sure that awful biker had come back to finish what he had started the other day.
Will you give me a little bit of credit, please? I'm not in the habit of being a sitting duck. Linder's jumped me from behind. It was a fluke.
Is Lisa? How? Hi.
Oh, boy, look at you. Didn't you learn anything from me? I've told you 100 times. When you go out to question a hostile witness, always take a backup.
I know. I've been getting the same lecture from my wife and Margot ad nauseum.
And now I've got a new one for you. Next time, let the police handle it.
And I can't do that. I owe it to Royce to follow through.
Where do things stand with the case?
Well, Margot's got an APB out on Tripp and his sister, so with any luck, I may be talking to Mr. Linders pretty soon. Find out why he was so upset about my talking to his sister.
I'm so sorry that your trip to Denmark didn't work out.
Well, I am too, anyway. But it did. It had, well, I feel better because I went. And let's talk about it over lunch. Could we? Matt, can you go with us?
Fine.
Great.
Now that I'm retired, my calendar's an open book.
You too?
Some other time.
Sure. Oh, all right. Well, bye. Let's go.
Listen, I know you're worried about my safety.
Yes, I am. About yours and about mine and about our children's. Tripp Linders knows where we live. He knows where I work. He can come back anytime.
Trust me. The last place the Tripp Linders is going to show up is Oakdale with all the police running around looking for him and his sister.
Maybe, but they're still out there loose somewhere, and it worries me.
Listen, I understand your fear, but I really think that you're overreacting a little bit.
Overreacting?
If it makes you feel any better, I'll put a security system in the house. How about that?
You're not listening to me. I don't want to live this way anymore.
Okay, then tell me what it is you do want.
I want to move somewhere where Tripp Linders will never find us. And then I want you to give up this kind of work once and for all.
You too, love. All right, bye-bye.
Did you reach your friend from Scotland Yard?
Yes, I did, but unfortunately, he's already got dinner plans.
Oh.
You know, I really owe you two an apology for showing up before you expected me. I fully remember when Bertram and I were first married, we had to be separated for a couple of weeks, and we couldn't wait to get caught up. Those were very innocent times. We thought we'd be together forever.
Have, they found the people who were responsible for his death?
No, I'm afraid not. You see, that's why I was calling Kevin, Inspector Brown. I was hoping that he could help us solve the mystery.
But I thought that your husband was kidnapped.
Well, that's the official story, Andy. You see, there was never really a ransom demand. I only got one phone call after Bert disappeared. It was from some man who said he had my husband and he'd be in touch, but he never called again.
That's very strange.
Yes, but that's not all. You see, Bert was last seen leaving his office in Rome after work, a time when there's lots of people around. Now, you tell me why no one saw any sign of a struggle at all. My husband was not the type of person to go quietly.
So are you saying that he might have known his assailant?
I think that's possible.
Well, have the police checked his appointment book? Because if
that was my first thought, Courtney, but Bert kept that book right on his desk, and that when the police did their search of the office, it didn't turn up.
But maybe that evening he took it with him.
Yes, maybe, but when they well, it wasn't found on his body when they discovered him 2 days later in a field.
Awful for you.
Well, nothing I do now is going to bring Bert back, but I am determined to find out who is responsible and see that they're punished. Now, enough of that sort of talk, all right? We've got 7:30 reservations. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, Andy, why don't we, let's leave the luggage here. We'll come back to the flat and get it after dinner, okay?
Thank you.
Now, my sweet girl, come here. I hope that you haven't eaten at the Black Duck too often while you've been here.
Never even been inside it. One meal there would cost me my whole food budget for the week. It would.
Well, I promise you the food will be worth it. Come on, let's go.
I just wanted to tell you that I'm very, very hungry. I think I worked up a voracious appetite.
Well, I was glad to hear her voice, of course. But she still wouldn't tell me where she was.
Oh, John, I'm sorry. I just got to know that running away isn't going to solve anything. I mean, it's just going to make things worse with Holden.
I think she's convinced it can't get any worse with Holden.
Hey, Mom and Pop, how you doing? Hey.
Would you care to have lunch with us?
Oh, well, thank you, but Susan and I are going to have lunch at the yacht club today.
Okay.
John was just filling me in on the latest about Ivo. Oh, yeah? What's that?
Oh, I'll tell you all about it at lunch. I'm hoping that you can help me get caller identification on my telephones, both at home and here at my office.
Well, that's no problem, but I don't know if Ivo would appreciate you hunting her down.
I am not hunting her down. I'm simply concerned about what's going on here. Would you have preferred that Tom and Casey hadn't hunted you down in Greece?
Well, that's entirely different. Ivo hasn't taken off for good. I mean, you're not afraid of that, are you?
I haven't the faintest idea what's going on inside her head. I'm very worried about those two kids.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Susan.
Hi.
Hey, listen, Emily said she might be moving out of the garage apartment. Does that mean she's moving in with Royce?
I don't know. That's news to me, and not very good news either.
No, still no word from Ivo yet. I haven't told Lisa. I didn't want to hit her with it on her first night home. So how's the police course going?
Hey, Joey.
Hey. I miss you, baby. The other reason I called is that Ron Gillette wants me to do a modeling shoot tomorrow. Quebec City. Don't worry, if he tries anything, I'll use some of those police moves you've taught me. He won't know what hit him. I love you. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
have a seat.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi. Here's your menus.
Thank you.
Take your time.
Listen, I'm sorry Connor couldn't join us. I hope it doesn't have anything to do with the way I blew up at her mother.
She told me about that. Heaven knows I've had the impulse any number of times myself, but you know, Connor doesn't need either one of us to fight her battles with her mom. She is one tough woman.
Well, I know that, but I'm just worried about all the work she's doing, especially with Emily being out of the office so much.
You know, I think the biggest help that you can be is to work very closely with Evan on strict code.
I can't believe that Ron Gillette thinks I could actually model.
Well, why should you be so surprised? I told you, you're great looking.
Oh.
I know, you would rather hear it from Hutch. Well, maybe this is a good way for him to, you know, start noticing you. I mean, if your picture starts appearing in magazines and stuff, you start getting a lot of attention, then he might start paying you a little more attention and appreciate you a little more.
You know, I never thought about that.
But I would stay away from Ron Gillette. He's bad news. Seriously. If you want, I can hook you up with my agency in Chicago.
Hutch!
Hey. Hi, Joe.
Hi, what are you doing out here on a weekday?
Well, I had to pick up some stuff in town, and I thought I'd come by and see if maybe you wanted another swimming lesson.
Well, yeah, but you know what, I'm working. I'll have to see if I can get a break. Hold on.
Okay.
Marie. Family album, Friday, September 24th.
Well, lunch was terrific. My compliments to Graham.
Well, I'll be sure to tell him. Listen, Connor, I hate to bring this up, but I really want to be with Royce at the courthouse for the grand jury hearing.
Oh, no, I understand completely. Listen, this might be a good time to think about hiring a new account executive, though, to help with the workload.
Well, if you don't mind doing the interviews, I don't have a problem with it.
Great.
Can I offer coffee to either of you?
Not for me, Graham. I've got to head back to the office.
I'd love a cup. Thank you. Thank you for coming over. I really appreciate it. And I will fax you those DeWitt projections later this afternoon.
Great.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Too.
Is everything all right?
Jessica's stopping by after 5 to explain the grand jury procedure. And she also said that there's a possibility that they'll decide there isn't enough evidence to hold a trial.
Well, let's pray for that.
There you go.
Thank you, Graham.
Coffee, sir?
I can't believe this. The night I asked you to marry me, all I wanted to do is make you happy. Now I'm causing problems for your mother and your work. And not such a great catch these days, am I?
You are to me. Listen, I've been thinking. I've been spending an awful lot of time over here. I can't remember the last time I slept in my own bed. So, I was thinking maybe I could move in. For real. What do you think?
Terribly sorry, sir. Very clumsy of me. Hey, you seen Hal today?
Hi. Oh, he went to the deli with Barbara to get some lunch. He should be back soon.
Okay. Is my mom around?
No, she went to lunch with your grandma and Mac.
Okay.
You want to hang around? I could get you some coffee or some soda.
If you have decaf, you're on.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks. Adam and Casey, by the way, are really looking forward to you and Jerry spending another night. They're still talking about those tattoos, and of course, their mom and I are still trying to get them off. So.
Well, Jerry loved it too.
Thanks.
He always wanted little brothers, and well, it just never happened. Now I guess there's no chance at all. So, Lisa told me about your trip to Denmark. I'm sorry you didn't find your brother.
Yeah, me too. Listen, do me a favor. If you can talk Mom into it, have her go home and get some rest. She's pretty wound up.
Okay. So great how your family watches out for each other.
Oh, come on. Look at the devil. Yes, sir.
Hey.
Darling, you have good news about Scott, right?
Well, actually, I don't. I'm here to talk to Hal about the Alcott case.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good, because the sooner this case is solved, I feel that Scott will be free to come home.
Oh, wait. Have a nice lunch.
Well,
Hey.
Mr. Keller wants you to call right away.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
And you can take a break outside. Oh, sorry. It's good to see you, Tom.
Thanks. I think I know what Mr. Keller's phone call is about, Hal.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went over there to tell him face to face he's going to go in front of the grand jury at the beginning of next week.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, listen, I better get over there and talk to him in person. Lunch. Tell you what, I'll eat mine in the car on the way over, okay?
Yeah.
You enjoy yours, okay? Mad about you.
Good evening, Mrs. Kingsley.
Oh, Henry, hello.
How nice to see you again.
And you.
Shall I take your order?
Yes, please, that'd be lovely. Courtney, have you decided?
No, I haven't. Everything was so good.
Try the Dover sole.
I think I'll have the Dover sole, please.
Thank you, Henry. And Andy, how about you?
I'll have beef Wellington, please.
Very well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henry.
Black duck? Who could possibly have thought of such a name?
I know, it's so strange, isn't it? Oh, Courtney, Andy told me that you have is it a brother in Zurich?
Yes, Sean, a workaholic. And actually, I forgot to tell you, he came by and visited me last week, and I actually got 20 whole minutes of his time.
That's nice. That's 10 longer than usual.
Oh, dear. You got any other family?
No.
Only by marriage. But they feel like family.
I spoke to Aunt Penny earlier today. She wanted to have lunch with us, but I told her we couldn't.
Oh, really? Are you sure?
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah, I like my Aunt Penny a lot, but I love you more. And I wanted to keep things loose in case Paul breezes into town. Paul Ryan, that's a friend of mine. Barbara Ryan's son.
Oh, yes.
He lives in Europe, Italy mostly.
He's the one who introduced Lily to Damien Grimaldi.
I can't believe that Damien paid for my trip out here.
I know, and gave you a job, so we have money in our pockets to go home to. Speaking of Lily and Damien, if you ever make it back to Oakdale, you should check out their new nightclub.
Yeah, it's the hottest place in town. I just can't believe how quickly he got it all done.
Well, Damien's a very ambitious young man. There's lots he wants, and he usually finds a way to get it.
It's me. Don't worry. It will all be taken care of.
And now, part 2 of As the World Turns.
So, I think I'm just gonna call this guy Mitch and tell him to forget about it. I don't want to do this gig.
Why? Come on, take a chance. It sounds like fun.
Fun? Well, fun can be one thing, but to start a whole new singing career, that's another thing. You know, I'm happy with what I'm doing, and besides, I don't know anything about this guy, Mitch. What do I know about him? And I can't believe that LJ even gave him my name.
No kidding. I'm surprised he would allow the competition.
Please, give me a break. My plate is full enough.
Any room left on that plate for a little torch for Cal?
Hey, wow, what a straight. Hey, we just wanted to stop by, Link, and wish you a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
That's because I was trying to keep it a secret.
Excuse me for a second. Listen, Lila, I just wanted to let you know that I really enjoyed your singing at Mona Lisa the other night.
Really? Well, thank you.
Did you know that Lila had an offer from an agent in Chicago for a big job?
That's great. Well, the guy's obviously got terrific taste. I hope you're going to take him up on the offer.
Well, I'm not quite sure.
Hi.
Hi, Connor.
Hi. Hi. Hi.
Oh, nice boobs.
Thanks.
Well, I didn't know you were going to be able to join me for lunch.
I'm not. I had lunch with Emily and Royce already. I'm just a lowly messenger here to deliver the new streetcar.
Oh, thank you, but you are anything but lowly.
Connor, did you know that it's Link's birthday today?
Yeah!
As a matter of fact, I did know that. Happy birthday.
Well, I'm surprised you remembered, but thank you, Connor.
So, how are you going to celebrate?
Quietly. I plan to spend it with my mother.
Oh, shoot, we can do better than that. Can't we? I'll tell you what. Why don't you bring Hannah out to the ranch? Hutch, you bring Debbie. We'll throw some steaks on the barbecue, and we'll have a real party.
Now, Cal, I don't want you to go out of your way.
Oh, come on. It sounds like a great idea to me. What do you say, Debbie?
Yeah, it sounds like a great idea.
Julie, hi. Can I talk to you for just a minute? Yeah, sure. What's up? John filled me in about the Ivy situation. I thought you might want to know that Ivy called John.
Where is she?
Well, she didn't say where she was, but she did say that the boys are fine.
Well, that's good news. I just hate to think about when she comes back. She's going to have this custody battle with Holden, and I'm afraid it's going to get real nasty.
Fax from Daryl Crawford.
Oh, thanks. You know, maybe we should move the fax machine here so I don't keep disturbing you.
Oh, I can't think about anything but the grand jury now anyway. You know, maybe you were right.
Maybe this place is cursed.
Oh, come on. Now, if I believed this place was cursed, do you think I would suggest moving in with you?
I hope you understand why I can't subject you to any more bad publicity.
I love you so much, Royce.
Graham? Al, looks like you're healing pretty well. God, I still feel so badly about that.
Ah, well, don't. I'm just sorry I lost Cynthia Linders. I've got a hunch she's got some answers we'd like to... Graham, would you get me a glass of water, please? Certainly. Thank you very much.
Well, hopefully you'll find her before we have to go before the grand jury. You did hear about that.
Yep.
Well, so where do we go from here?
Well, I keep looking for the witnesses who can clear you before you get to the grand jury, like Todd Hoffman, Lexi Funk.
Wait a minute. How can Lexi Funk possibly help Royce? She told the police that she saw Royce leave Neil's apartment around the time of the murder.
You know what? I would be more than willing to take a lie detector test to prove that she's lying.
We'll be sure that Jessica knows that. In the meantime, if we find Lexi, we'll put you in a lineup. If she picks you out of it, then we go to work on her to find out why she's trying to frame you. I don't suppose that you can think of anybody who would want to set you up for murder?
Darling, I understand your concern. I just don't think you're being rational about it.
Lisa, you met Trip Linders? He poses a real threat to us. I just wish that Hal had never taken this job for Royce Keller.
Well, I know, darling, but you just... I know how much you wanted Hal to work with you at BRO. It's just... I think you have to accept the fact that police business is just in his blood.
Barbara, there's a customer out there who wants you.
Okay, that's my cue. Why don't you get off your feet for a while, okay?
I have a better idea. Why don't you leave early so you can spend more time with Jerry?
Thanks, Lisa, but why don't you go home and get some rest?
Me? Well, you're sweet, and I appreciate your concern, but I am fine, just fine. And I have a feeling that Scott is fine, too.
I hope you're right. I know if I had a mom like you, I'd never turn my back on her. Well, back to work.
Hi, girl. How you doing?
Okay.
Hi. Well, hello there, sweetheart. Well, don't you look at... Oh, look at this. Caleb's ring around your neck. Ah, when's it going to go on your finger?
Well, we're definitely making progress. I talked to him last night. I told him I was doing this shoot for Ron up in Quebec City, and he was very cool about it. I was quite impressed.
Great. You see, I told you the two of you would really be able to work things out. Just like I know that Holden and Ivor are going to work things out about Aaron.
Well, I'm not so sure about that. I didn't want to hit you with this last night, but while you were in Denmark, I have a split town with Aaron and MJ, and not even John knows where they are.
You know, Debbie, I'm very proud of you for getting back in the water today after your scare yesterday.
Thanks a lot, Hutch. You know what? I'm actually proud of myself, too.
Yeah, back to the garage. Hey, well, wait a second. What time is it? 2:45. Why, you late for something? Oh, you kidding? Yeah, I gotta get back to work. I had no idea it got so late.
Oh, you know what? I should get back, too. And I'm going to try to get off early tonight so I can get over to your place and help set up for the party. How many do you think that there's going to be?
Yeah, well, it's just going to be us, plus Hannah, unless you want to ask Rosanna.
Well, it's your party, Link. I suppose it's up to you.
Well, we'll talk about it later.
All right.
See ya.
Okay,
See you all
okay.
later.
Yeah, see ya. See you later.
Ow. God, I got something.
What's the matter?
On my eye.
Contact? You need to take your contact out?
Yeah, I think I need to take my contact out. I don't want to do it out here, though, because if I drop it, I'll never find it
Okay, well,
again.
wait a second. Let me just take a look at it. Maybe it's an eyelash or something.
All right.
Come here. Don't move. Yeah, see? Hold on. There you go. See?
So what's with you? How's it going? Is in vitro still on?
Oh, yes. In spite of what Emily's going through with Royce, she still wants to do it, so we're going to go for it.
I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.
How you doing?
Hi.
Mac, is there any news about Royce Keller?
Well, really couldn't tell you, Susan. I'm retired now. Remember that?
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry. Excuse me, I have to get back to work.
Well, to what do we owe this pleasure?
Well, I'm helping Nancy stuff envelopes for the AIDS ball, and there's a cop in here for minor surgery. I want to say hello to him. Yeah. So, where will you be, sweetheart?
Either here or working with Ellen in Iva's office.
Iva's office. Oh, yes, I remember. A left and then a right, and then I'll find you there. Well, I see you later.
Okay, Mac.
Hey,
how you doing, Mac? Nice
Good to see you.
John.
Yes. What's up?
We really do need to have Iva's telephone number. There are some things that we have to
Nancy,
arrange
I
about.
told you I don't have Iva's telephone number, and I also told you when I get it, I'll give it to you, all right?
Excuse me. Hey! What's with you, anyway? First you're rude to me, now you're rude to my mother. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to her.
And I take it you haven't heard from Iva?
No, I did hear from her. That's the problem. I heard from her. She called me to tell me the kids are okay, but she won't tell me where she is.
I don't understand it. It can't help her keep custody of Aaron.
Well, I don't understand it either.
Margot, it's Graham.
Well, hi. How are you and my favorite grumpy cop doing? I'm just a little surprised he hasn't stopped by the station yet.
That's exactly why I'm calling, dear. I know how very much he misses his work, but I'm afraid he thinks that job that Joel offered him as consultant is just charity.
Well, he's wrong. We need access to Mac's expertise and experience now more than ever.
If there were some way that you could get that point across to him, I would be eternally grateful. Thank you, dear.
The guy I wanted to see is having tests. I'll catch up with him later. So who are you talking to?
Nosy.
What's his name?
Oh, hey, Mama.
Margot, what are you doing here in the middle of the afternoon?
I'm looking for Mac's help on the Alcott case. Have you seen him?
Yeah, he's with Nancy and Ellen in Iva's office.
Oh, great, thanks. Oh, by the way, I hope you're going to take that Chicago club gig.
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I can't leave Katie home alone for a week.
Well, take Katie and Marilyn with you.
Well, then who would look after little Casey and Adam?
Well, they could stay with Bonnie and Maddie if need be, or with Chris and Joyce. I mean... Now, tell me the real reason you're not jumping at the chance to do what you love. This is about Big Casey, isn't it?
Maybe. It's just, I gave up a singing career because of Casey. I wanted to. Just seems kind of strange to go back into it.
No. I understand, but I don't think Casey'd want you to deny yourself that pleasure now. Huh?
Hey, what are you doing here, Hughes? Who's minding the store?
Oh, just a bunch of good cops that you trained. Now, if you can pull yourself away for a moment, I need to talk to you.
Oh, sure. Sweetheart, could you excuse us?
Of course.
Right. Oh, what can I do for you?
Give me some good input on the Alcott case, that's what.
Why don't you ask somebody who's still on active duty?
Sorry, no, it's got to be you. You were at Neil's apartment that night. You saw Royce lose it when he saw her body. Now tell me, am I completely nuts to believe that he couldn't have killed her?
Hughes, I told you 100 times. You got to leave that to the jury. Our job is just to find the evidence.
Yeah, I know, Mac. It's just that I've hit a wall here. Now, where else do I look?
Well, you check Keller's phone records.
Yeah, that's how we know that the calls to Duncan and me were made from his house.
Well, what about the calls he made from the construction site?
Oh, that is really stupid. I didn't get those records. Well, I sure will now. Now, you see? We need you. Please, don't retire all that knowledge, right?
All right, I'll stop by the station tomorrow.
Well, why not now? I'm heading over there now. Come on with me.
Dan, is everything all right? I'm going to go back to work with Ellen.
Oh, well, sweetheart, do you mind if I drop by the station? I don't work with you and Ellen this afternoon?
I guess so.
Oh, let's go.
Right.
I'm glad you caught me.
Well, I realized we never set up a time for me to get my shot.
I'll be here all afternoon, so you want to stop by? Bob told me that you're thinking of giving up your apartment.
Well, not yet. I told Royce I wanted to move in with him, but he wants me to wait.
I guess that means that you've worked through all your doubts?
Yes, I have. I'm totally committed to Roy's mom. And if you can't accept that and be happy for me, well, then I'm sorry.
Emily, okay. I'll see you when I see you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to rush you.
No, that's okay. You didn't.
Well, I'm going to make a certain call to a certain agent in Chicago.
Does that mean that you've decided to take the gig?
Yeah, really bodacious, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
You just missed your wife.
Well, that's okay, actually. I came here to talk to you. You know, Dad, Mom's got this crazy idea that Scott's going to be coming home any time.
Why is that such a crazy idea?
Well, I haven't said anything to her, but I talked to one of my friends at Interpol, and he says an American matching Scott's description was involved in a drug drop in Copenhagen.
Oh, wow.
You can see why I haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. I guess Emily told you all about Royce Keller, huh?
No, she didn't. What?
Well, he'll be going in front of the grand jury early next week.
That trifle is absolutely incredible.
I wish I could get the recipe.
Oh, and I can't help you there. The owner guards it with his life. Now, you two excuse me for a second. I'm going to go powder my nose. When I get back, we'll get the car, go to the flat, get the luggage, off to London.
Okay.
Right. How long did you say the drive to London was?
It's about an hour. It's a long, torturous hour.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of time to make up for, you know. Which brings me to my next question. Will you take the rest of the summer off? Let Luke manage the yacht club for the rest of the summer.
You figure I'm that easy to replace?
Not for me, you're not. And that's my point. The rest of the summer I want to spend with you. What do you say?
I say I'll think about it seriously.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
Court, I want to make a phone call from the foyer. I want to call my father.
Is everything okay?
I didn't want to hit you with this right when I got here, but Iva freaked out because of Holden wanting Aaron. And she took both the kids, didn't tell anybody where she was going, not even my father.
That doesn't sound like Iva at all.
No, it doesn't. That's why Dad's worried. But also, it doesn't do anything for her chances of keeping Aaron.
Oh, Annie, I'm sorry. Yeah, go call John.
All right, I will. I just want to enjoy this moment alone with you.
I beg your pardon.
Hey. Now, I know that y'all are busier than the three-legged dog with the mange, but why don't you knock off a little earlier today so we can go buy Link a birthday present? Pretty please? Pretty please, sugar on it?
Oh, for you, anything.
All right. Yeah.
You know, the music stopped, and you two are still dancing.
No, I can still hear music. Listen, about this birthday party.
Listen, I really appreciate you planning this party, but I don't want to put you out. I know you and Connor are busy, so Mom and I'll just...
You and your mom are going to show up at the farm just like we planned. I got a mountain of steaks, and Emma is baking a cake, so don't you try to back out on me.
Well, since you went to so much trouble, okay. Mom and I'll be there.
Sir, did Miss Stewart leave?
No, she's using the fax. Would you bring me up a Dubonnet on the rocks, please?
Sir, I couldn't help but overhear what you said about taking a lie detector test. I wish you would reconsider.
Why?
They're not always terribly accurate, sir.
Well, I'm sure I'll pass with flying colors. And besides, the sooner I prove my innocence, the sooner we can put all this behind us, right?
Yes, sir. I'll get your drink. Hello? Yes, is she there? No, it's imperative that I have to talk to her. Look, isn't there some way you can reach her?
Pat, thank you so much. Andy and I never could have afforded to eat such a wonderful restaurant.
You are most welcome.
Hey, get away from that car. I said get away from the car.
We got here just in time.
The guy was trying to break in. Andy, get away from the car.
That guy's long gone.
Andy, get away from the car now! Now!
Matt, it's all right.